So, okay, firstly, a little background story. I have just landed in Delhi. My flight landed 5:30 a.m. So I had no time to prepare, but I just wanted to talk to you all, so I'm here. So when JMC invited me for a TED talk, I was like, what? Me? मैंने क्या तो क्या बोलूँगा वहाँ जाके? I mean, I'm 23, right? If anything, I still see myself as a well-dressed mansion with responsibilities, of course. Most of the speakers who've been here, they have achieved a lot, right? Like, they have killed it in life. They have it all figured out. That's when I realized that's exactly why I'm here, right? I'm here because I kept showing up. I'm here because I kept flowing. Ever changing, ever becoming. Hi everyone, I'm Samarth Wadhwa, a content creator and a full-time corporate mazdoor. Yeah, even I don't like the latter part of it. So I just need 10 minutes of your attention. Because I'm not here to inspire you or motivate you. For easier understanding, I have divided our talk into 5 phases. Okay? Rejection, expansion, redefinition, break, rebuild. आपको कुछ समझ भी नहीं आने वाला है, मेरे को भी नहीं आ रहा है. With the flow, मैं समझाऊंगा कुछ क्या कैसे चल रहा है, ठीक है? Okay. Anyone who's had a heartbreak recently? Show of hands, please. I had my first heartbreak when I was 10 years old. So I used to be a complete football maniac. Okay? I used to dream of playing for Spanish football clubs, and I used to imagine myself wearing the Indian jersey and all. So one fine day, I decided to go for the open national trials, football trials, Delhi State team. And at that age, I was 10 years old. So at that age, you don't really know what competition is, right? So if anything, I just managed to convince Papa कि नहीं खेलना है मुझे क्रिकेट, नहीं खेलना है. I'm good at this. Please, मुझे फुटबॉल खेलना है. मुझे आप लेके चलो ट्रायल्स. So for context, so those of you who don't know, national trials usually they go for like 3 to 4 weeks long होते हैं. ठीक है, 1 month लेके चलते हैं. And every single day, the coach and the selectors, they delist players every single day. So like if you commit a mistake in front of them, they'll kick you out of the team, of the trials. So the only way that you'll make it to the team on the last day, like after 3 to 4 weeks of trials, is without making any mistakes, practically, right? So that would only happen if A, you're bored, B, you're lucky and the coach likes you, or C, you're rich. I mean, so now I sure wasn't God level talented, but I had a decent athletic ability. Okay, so I somehow managed to make it till the very last bit. I'm standing with the final squad of 20 players, 10-year-old me, and I'm very happy. I'm almost about to jump and all excited. All of a sudden, I see 4 new random players, kids of course, entering the pitch, and 4 players were knocked out of the squad on the very last day. And I was one of them. So that was my first rejection in life, and that only happened because, someone was rich. So that was my introduction to the idea of competition, surviving, corruption. But that was the first time life told me, you're not enough. Sometimes life just not, it just doesn't say no. It just says, not yet. You're very much there, but not yet. So my first rejection did not close the door for me at all. If anything, it built the hunger for me to knock back harder, which brings us to the next phase, expansion. Wait a second, how does this thing work? Okay, rejection I explained. Now we've come to expansion. Okay, you know what? Not gonna lie, I feel immense pleasure when I see this. Like, it's a pleasure to have been raised by women. Genuinely, no cap. And the amount of insight I get through a single conversation with any woman in my life is nowhere even close to the most intellectual conversations a group of guys can have, collectively. So my elder sister made it a point in my life to be multidimensional. Ki, okay, you're good at football. It can be one of your things, but it can be your only thing. Okay, clearly because of what happened. So I did stage, I got into dramatics, I learned singing, I learned music, I tried dancing for a while, but it did not work out. Like, nahi manna hui, sha banda hu, mujhe to theek hai. But had it not been for my sister, I would not have realized that our entire lives we're forced to pick on a single identity. You know, you could either be a doctor, an engineer, a psychologist, but don't you think that's so flawed? Because honestly, true growth happens when you get to learn about more identities within yourself. That's what it is, right? That's what life is. Figuring it all out. So, a big part of why I kept adapting to change, learning new things, learning new skills, is because of the environment I came up in, right? I was raised in a house full of elder sisters, okay? I'm the youngest in my family, the youngest son, and I have only elder sisters. So that basically means two things. One, I never rock any arguments. And two, when a woman tells you something, you just listen to her because she's always right. So, I mean, the idea of adapting to change was something that I felt very deeply because I saw something very powerful so closely by growing up with my elder sisters. I saw them fight battles that nobody applauded. I saw them carry weights, saw them carry expectations that nobody questioned. Maybe that's where I learned this from, not from football, not from corporate, but from watching women who kept becoming, who kept changing when the time needed them to change. So somewhere between my expansion story, sort of getting to know all different identities of mine, I got a very big opportunity, which is like every e-commerce student dreams of it, I believe. I got into SRCC. Now, any sports quota admits in the room? Can I see? Okay, none of you are. Okay, fine. So, you guys might not relate with this, but I'm a sports quota student and I have had enough of people underestimating a sports quota admit, because how can you guys not see every day we wake up at 5 a.m. to get all the practices, years of extra work, blood, sweat, tears, everything. Okay, fine, let's not go there. I sort of go into a different trajectory. But the day I entered my college, SRCC, I realized, okay, I've had enough of discipline in life. अब अपने को पार्टी को ठीक है अब इतना तो पता है because you've achieved something. So I enrolled into all of my societies. I attended all the fests. I was having the time of my life. I was chilling. I was genuinely chilling. I was having fun. Second year went by similarly. But then life did what it does the best. Anyone who's heard of an ACL tear? ACL tear, okay. So basically ACL is a very crucial ligament inside your knee. Basically, if you do not have a proper functioning ACL, you cannot walk, okay? So when that ligament tears, it's not only the ligament that tears, it's your entire personality, it's your entire mental health, everything goes with it. So I tore my ACL in third year of college, basically my last year to have fun, to finally enjoy all of my college. I missed all of my fests. I was at home, inside the enclosures of my room for like 1 good month, 2 months actually. It was a very low moment in my life. And I think this is the first time I'm speaking about it out loud. I've not even shared this with the closest of my friends. Because, I have to act goofy around since I'm a content creator. So, I mean, that entire phase, what surprised me actually was the scary part wasn't the pain after the surgery, like after the knee surgery. It was the silent void that followed me after that, because throughout my life, my identity was football, right? And when I snapped my ACL, it was gone. So now I don't know who I am. I don't know who Samarth is without football. So that was a very low moment and a very low phase in my life. But I think after 1 month of surgery, 1 month of bed rest, I received a mail from Deloitte. Congratulations, you have been shortlisted for the final round of interview. Dress code, formal/business casuals. I said, okay, finally. This is one of my first outings in a very long time. I have so much inside of me. I want to speak to someone because I have been inside the walls of my room, right? And suddenly there's this opportunity, a job opportunity, by the way. So now that I think of it, I did really take the business casuals wala part very seriously because I had to wear a knee brace. So on the morning of the interview, when I entered the hall where they were giving instructions and interview scores and schedules, I enter and everyone's looking at me like, because I was wearing hoodies and cargos, because I had to wear a knee brace. Who wears a knee brace over formal, over a formal outfit or attire? I'm a well-dressed man-child after all, but so I was wearing that knee brace, and everyone was looking at me like, "Iska to nahi hoga." Look at what he's wearing, right? But till date, I feel very bad about every single one of the candidates, all the students in the room who had prepared, bought new suits, gave all prim and polished, and they had prepared all set for the interview. Because I came in my sneakers and I still got placed. So now that I think of it, I think my outfit helped me stand out. Maybe I am an impressive candidate, maybe I'm not. I don't know, I think I'm still figuring that bit out. So currently, I'm a content creator. I have worked a full-time corporate job. I create content on the side. I do acting and modeling gigs as well. Basically a mix of all versions. I still play football. I have become much better in terms of recovery after my injury. And what I mean to say by all of this is that you are a mix of all the versions that you've created throughout your life. At this age, we're obsessed with outcomes, the number of followers, packages, placements, position of responsibility. But I just need to, before I end my speech, I just need to say one final thought that I have. You might think your life will start after college or once you get placed, once you enter the working sector. But that's not true. Your life started the day you entered those gates of JMC. You have achieved a lot. Something that you've been working for your entire school life. You are here. Be proud of that. Cherish the journey. Because nobody really applauds for the process, right? Nobody applauded for me when I got rejected. I still face rejections. Nobody applauded when I was sitting at a hospital bed after my injury, after my surgery. Nobody applauded for me when I used to get 2,000 to 3,000 views on my videos when I had just started out creating content. So cherish the process and just enjoy the journey. That's it from my side. Thank you so much. You guys have been a lovely audience. This is Samarth Wadhwa signing off.